Hello and very warm welcome to Dr. Zia Ahmed's YouTube channel. Dear students and my friends, today I'm going to talk on the novel Crime and Punishment by Dostoevsky. We can also pronounce it as Dostoevsky, and some of the people pronounce it as Dostoevsky also. I think all are right. So Crime and Punishment has a protagonist, which is Raskolnikov, and some of the people have pointed out that he plays the role of Nietzsche's concept of Ubermensch in this novel, but I don't agree with this 100%. Partially he is so, partially he is a Christian model of confession and punishment as well. So let us see in what way he fails the concept of Ubermensch or to become an embodiment of Nietzsche's philosophy of Ubermensch. For this purpose, first of all, we need to see a brief type of overview of Nietzsche's concept of Ubermensch. According to Nietzsche, Ubermensch transcends traditional morality, embraces suffering, and affirms life through strength. It means that, according to Nietzsche, the concept of morality can be changed, can be reversed, and as a result, strength comes forward. And if you are powerful enough, mentally or physically, you have the right to transcend that morality. And in that way, the man who undergoes through this becomes a superhuman or a superman or an extraordinary man. It is also affirmed by Zarathustra, who says that man is something that shall be overcome. So in this way, there is a variety of people, of human beings, who would think that they have the capability of being super or more powerful as compared to the other people and deserve to be the people who can control not only the people but also their properties, and they have a type of justification for this as well. So let us see in what sense this concept of Ubermensch can be seen through this character of Raskolnikov. Raskolnikov wrote in one of his writings that extraordinary men can transcend morality. This is again the confirmation of the same Nietzsche's concept. He cited Napoleon as a model of greatness through transgression. So on the whole, these two things go to show that there is some kind of thought regarding Ubermensch. Though we know that Ubermensch concept had not come still that time, so it is an advanced type of Ubermensch where the writer is trying to imagine probably the similar kind of thing. So this shows the seeds of Ubermensch being present in Raskolnikov. According to Raskolnikov, he, in the story, murders one woman, a pawnbroker, who is Eliwana, who is an old woman, but then she is involved in the business of earning money from the problems of the people, and he, with the passage of time, being hungry, being forced to snatch money or generate money from somewhere in order to pay his university fee, Raskolnikov goes forward and thinks of murdering that woman to get her money, and he does murder it. And he claims that I didn't kill a human being but a principle. So according to him, he has done something for the greater good of humanity, because the pawnbroker was amassing money not by lawful means but by the means which possibly were the exploitative means for the poor people. And so that is why he says that he's done something wrong. And so we can say that he is believing in his act of crime as a social good. So far he is definitely an embodiment of Ubermensch by Nietzsche's concept of Ubermensch. He is an embodiment of that. He shows in his opinion, he shows his action also, but then we see that he fails as Ubermensch because he at once suffers from the guilt. After having killed and after having got the money, he becomes so much upset that the sense of guilt becomes stronger as compared to the crime he had committed. And in the same way, he begins to hallucinate in his fever, in his sleep, in his dream. He hallucinates that he has been detected and he has been punished for this as well. So in this way, instead of non-traditional morality, the conventional morality begins to overpower him. In that way, if we look at the character of Raskolnikov, he no more remains the Ubermensch or the Superman of Nietzsche. He becomes a Christian moralist man, and that is the fall of that person. Another reason is Sonia, the prostitute in the story. She is compassionate towards Raskolnikov, and she is the one who, through her treatment, prepares Raskolnikov for redemption. The redemption is not associated with the Ubermensch concept, it is associated with the Christian concept. So in that way, Raskolnikov is only partially an Ubermensch, and he devises the justification as well. But as soon as he reverts to the sense of guilt and redemption and suffering and acceptance and then undergoing punishment, all these things do not keep him the type of Ubermensch which Nietzsche described. But maybe there is something more to that. If we see that some of the things happen in the novel, which is in fact the contradiction, because these contradictions are the very thing because of which the reader will frequently fluctuate between Nietzsche's concept of Ubermensch and the Christian concept of a moralist, that the reader would constantly waver about. It is because of the confusion in the story. For example, first of all, the confession of this man, Raskolnikov, he confesses that he has killed the old woman, the pawnbroker. He says, it was I killed the old pawnbroker. And therefore, he has the problem that emotional torment contradicts Nietzschean detachment. Although his courage, although his plan to do so, and then his justification, all these things combine hands together in order to make him Ubermensch. But then he goes on confessing, and this confession is definitely detached from the concept of Nietzschean concept of Ubermensch. He therefore is in need of some kind of sport, which is moral sport, which is external sport. No, Nietzsche's Ubermensch does not follow this kind of theory, because if you look at the novel The White Tiger by Arvind Adiga, there Balram the Halwai becomes Nietzsche's Ubermensch. He murders a man and marries his wife and amasses his wealth, and he does not undergo any kind of confessions or suffering or guilt or something. He says that he needed his money, and therefore he killed him and got his wife as well. So in that way, the justification was for the greater good, not for the confession. But this man confesses, becomes emotionally in requirement of some kind of sport. So that is why the reader becomes confused whether he should see the character of Raskolnikov in one light or the other light. Some of the critics can also help us understand which way the weight of the protagonist should go. For example, Jackson says that Raskolnikov's Napoleonic self-image is delusional. It means that when in the beginning Raskolnikov thinks and appreciates Napoleon's image, because Napoleon was a powerful man and whatever he thought he is good and right all the time. Raskolnikov was inspired by that, and he thought himself also one of the Napoleonic things. But then very soon he becomes disillusioned. So his concept was illusion, not the permanent one, and that is why he leaves this concept very soon. And Valek says that Dostoevsky critiques Nietzschean ideal before their time, although Nietzschean ideals came later. But Dostoevsky has not appreciated this concept. He has, in fact, as Frank says, Crime and Punishment shows danger of thought without moral feeling. Frank, for example, advocates that there should be moral feelings also in any kind of action that we take, and that's not Nietzschean concept, it's a Christian concept. So that is why he is more a moralist Christian as compared to Nietzsche's philosophy of Ubermensch. And then there is some of the things inside the novel also. The story, the plot which goes forward is also not designed the way that it should support the protagonist in his actions. Rather, the plot is designed in such a way that the guilt, the sense of immorality, and the sense of being caught, fear, disillusionment all become stronger within the plot. And that is why the plot seems to be focusing on Christian humility, love, and repentance. And therefore, all these values go to suggest about the story that though it had begun with a different concept, it had started, but now till the end of the story we reach, there is the same poetic justice that the good should be rewarded and evil should be punished. And so we can conclude in the following words by saying that Raskolnikov's downfall reveals Dostoevsky's rejection of Ubermensch. That is the most important point here, that even if we try to associate Ubermensch concept, it's not there because of the downfall which Raskolnikov undergoes. And then the true redemption comes from compassion and spiritual rebirth, which is 100% against those ideals which German scholar Nietzsche proposed in the concept of Ubermensch. So Dear students, this is all about from me. We can finally conclude that crime and punishment illustrates psychological and ethical failure of transcending morality. A call for empathy over elitist ideology has been maintained. So, in that way, it ends altogether here. Hope to see you in some next video. But if you like this video, understand something out of it, do not fail to hit the subscribe and the like button and write your comments if you please. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you in some next video.